Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend. Snow again. You gotta love it. So, right now, I'm wearing one of my Christmas presents, a Life is Good t shirt with Stormy on it. Yeah. And life is good. I've got a life is good hat here. And that company's really tremendous. I mean, all the variety of things that they produce, from baking to camping to music to hiking to all the different kinds of things, just emphasizing this one truth that life is good, right? Life is fantastic. And and it truly is. It truly is. Yeah, there are some bumps along the way, and sometimes those bumps are substantial that we have to go through. But for the most part, life is really pretty darn good, don't you think? Well, you can't answer me, but anyway, I think it is. I think it's pretty darn good. And even when you deal with some things, well, let me put it this way. Several years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and the doctor told me, okay, in order to treat this cancer, I'm gonna give you two rounds of treatment here. One of them is going to be chemotherapy, and then one that's going to be followed up by radiation. Now, he said to me, he said, radiation is kind of optional. Some people do it, some people don't. I'm recommending it, but it's up to you. Well, when you first hear the word "I've got cancer," "you've got cancer," you're going to listen to whatever that doctor says, right? And so the doctor said, yeah, I would recommend chemotherapy and then radiation. And so I did. Well, after I had gone through all those treatments, and after the doctor had said, "Don't see any more cancer growing. We're looking good. You're going to keep coming back for the next 5 years until we clear you completely," I developed this cough all the time. Coughing when I work out in the wintertime, a lot to get this cough. Sometimes I'm laying in bed, I cough. Sometimes, and I didn't think anything about it. I kind of got used to it. And then I met Laura, and Laura said, "Well, that doesn't make any sense. You got phlegm in your throat all the time. You're coughing. There's got to be a solution to that." And I was like, "Ah, nah, no big deal." And then one day I went to visit my mom in the hospital, and I hadn't even gone in her room yet. They said they were changing her bed and everything, and I must have cleared my throat. And my mom from inside the room said, "Oh, there's my son. I know that clearing." I was like, "Okay, we got to do something about this." So we embarked on a journey to try and figure out what is causing this. Can I tell you that sometimes the doctors were just not very curious? When they heard hoofbeats, they thought horses, and they didn't think zebras or maybe even giraffes. And they didn't look. But I finally came across a pulmonologist who was very curious. He wanted to find out what was going on. And when he went back and looked over my CTs and my x-rays and my scans, he found that radiation that I had opted for, remember, I could have chosen not to, had caused scarring inside my breathing area. And so that's why I have this cough. That's why I have mucus. That's why it's there. And he very sadly said there's really not much we can do for it, which is a bummer. It's one of those bumps, right, along the way. But here's the other thing. If I hadn't done chemo and done radiation, I might not be looking into this cell phone right now telling this story, right? So there are bumps in life, but life is good. If you're going through some bumps, if you've made some choices that leave you with a permanent mark, it's okay. It's okay. Because life is good. Life is good. Life is good. And I think the more we take that approach, even if you have to live with a cough or whatever else it might be, I think the happier and more full of peace and joy we will be. Because truly, my life is good. Your life is good. Life is good. Anyway, that's your Monday Mojo. Hope you have a great week.